I met your MC yesterday.
Mr. Kwakwalote.
Yes. No, Kwakwalote is our MC, mayor, isn't he?
You met my MC.
George?
He's called George Kwakwalote.
Oh.
Yes.
And the mayor too is Kwakwalote.
Yes, he's also Kwakwalote. He's Michael.
I see. Yes, Michael Kwakwalote.
So which one did you meet?
I met both actually.
Okay.
So I met both George
I've been trying to
Kwakwalote.
connect. Is it family or is just these are...
I don't know.
No, we don't know, but you know.
But one is slim, one is
large
my
and
size.
in charge.
Oh, I see. George is my man. The other one, I feel like I don't meet him properly.
Michael be correct guy. You should meet him. He said a very hands-on guy.
Oh, beautiful.
And then for the market women who he drew the red line for in the past, he went to engage them. They went to Georgia. They were talking and all those things. He says from next week,
we'll see action.
If you jump the red line, you will hear from the...
You see the way Kakra is looking at you from the top of her.
I know she's looking at me with human rights lenses.
No, not human rights. She's looking at you like, oh, Atia Bre.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair to the system.
Yes. Okay,
yesterday I was on my way to see a client of mine somewhere in the airport area there. And I noticed that they were doing some serious work on the median of the
fantastic
Kanda Highway.
Okay.
Yes. I saw they had erected, those things they erect to stop vehicles.
Those, yes.
That's right. And they were removing the rubbish. They were cutting the grass. They were removing the weed in the median.
That's nice.
I mean, it was being done beautifully.
That's good.
And I've received videos from some other people who had seen some effort to collect, the soil or the sand that collects on the road.
Yes.
Some effort like that elsewhere.
Okay.
So it would seem
Is
that
the N1, because a lot of sediments on both sides of the N1.
The person did not give me the exact location, but it would seem that some effort is being made following our
advocacy.
Yes, and misgivings was expressed over how dirty the capital is.
And speaking of how dirty the capital is, before we dance to I'm from Bolga, since that is also from Ghana.
No, before I respond to what you said.
Please respond.
Yes, please.
What I want to see.
How do you
feel? Godfrey, I'm becoming very scared of you. I might not
the way he's interpreting your body language.
I agree. That's how I was feeling because I mean,
she was looking at you right now.
So the expectation is that there will be some kind of sustainability,
Absolutely.
so that we won't see this in the first or second year of a new government, but even in the final years of a government, we'll see the city, clean. We'll see city authorities cleaning, cutting the lawns, removing the filth, enforcing the law.
Absolutely.
So it's not just me not having hope, but
it's a
my
yearning for
expectation is that
consistency.
it should be consistent.
That's true.
And my expectation of that area, I see, a small one. Before we dance.
Okay.
Where the president's office is.
Yeah. Which of them?
Oh, his main office.
Okay.
The seat of
Government.
the Jubilee House.
Yeah.
Is it Flagstaff for Jubilee? This time.
They kept
this
it
year.
as Jubilee. They didn't change.
This year is Jubilee.
It's still Jubilee.
It's still Jubilee.
It's still Jubilee.
Yes.
The reset didn't affect the name of the.
Oh no, let's not even.
A couple of things for me.
Although I don't like that.
I understand that it's in the middle of Accra.
Yeah.
And people drive in front of it and all. But in my estimation, I humbly submit that the maintenance of that edifice is inadequate.
Is it the lawns, the structure?
Let me say what I'm saying.
Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
And I'll start from the lawns.
Okay.
There are times you drive past and ask yourself, like, I've seen private homes with better kept lawns.
No, just the U.S. embassies.
Than the lawns of the seat of government. Like, you ask yourself, so if somebody's entering the presidency, like somebody's come to visit the president, this is where the person passes. Sometimes there are all kinds of patches. The grass is constantly high.
Yeah.
You see, it is one of those places where perfection is the standard.
24/7.
Even the
And
color.
it's a reflection of how we run the city, actually. You see, because we do it as and when.
Yes.
But the seat of government is the one place where it has to be every single time. Everything must be pristine.
You're right.
You see, because apart from it, it's representative of the people, who we are. The same way people go and stand in front of other seats of government to take photos and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
You
this
stand
one,
in
they
front
don't
of-
even allow photos, sir.
Yeah, but if you stand across the streets and tell it, the walls need paint. Have you seen the walls of the Jubilee House?
When was the last time you saw it?
Have they painted it recently?
Well, we'll go on. Go on.
Have they painted it recently? Unless I haven't
Because
seen.
I went there to, to be part of the DJ as we laid down our flowers.
Okay.
It looked decent.
Did you observe
But
the walls?
It's not.
Did you
It's
pay
not so
particular
bad.
attention?
It's not so
It's
bad.
not
Then maybe
so
they have done
bad.
something. Because
Yeah.
what even caught my attention the last time, and I hope maybe they've changed it. You see the main flag.
The flag. It has been changed.
It has been changed.
Attention was drawn to it that it has been changed. That one.
I could not believe that.
It has been
No,
changed.
no, but the fact that
Yeah,
even
it
had
happened,
the public
yeah.
had to
Yeah.
draw
Yeah.
attention to the fact that the main flag
true.
atop the seat of government was started. For it to get changed,
It was beginning to.
it was started. Sky with the flag, you could
It was
you
beginning.
could see the frayed edges from a mile away.
It was beginning to.
You could see the frayed edges. All I'm saying is they need to pay constant attention to it. It's not because there was a ceremony there. What happens is if there's a ceremony, they will paint. They will do this. Give it 2 weeks. We will drive past. The grass is high.
Yeah. Yeah.
That grass should.
And it's colored.
There's somebody who must take pride
Yeah.
in the fact that
Well manicured lawns.
the lawns of the seat of government are pristine. The walls are like there should be nothing that we should be able to say.
It must be impeccable.
Yeah, exactly. I like your word. Impeccable. There must be nothing that we should be able to say about the seat of government. So I hope they maintain it. They maintain status, but that was mine.
Yeah.
Now let's dance.
I just
No. After you've brought this, we can't dance so quickly. Take your time
Let's
because
dance.
on that lawn issue, I pay particular attention to the lawns, and I've got
Myself.
to give this to the Akufo-Addo government. While they were in power, I always observed that place, that lawn, was always well kept. Now I understand that the lawns in recent times, I have observed actually that it's not been too good, but I'm told in the last couple of weeks or month there's been regular attention to it, and it looks a bit clean. But you'll be driving past the seat of government and you will see, because generally our city is not clean, polythene bags are flying all over and they are settling on the lawns or the ornamental plants there, and it's not nice. We are talking about the congestion in the CBD all the time, but the point Godfred makes is that this is the highest symbol of excellence, is what is the seat of government that represents all of us. And so if these things are being seen here and there, it tells you the attitude we put into our environment in general, and something really must be done. I know those who matter are listening. Something really must be done. For a very long time, we've been talking and highlighting the issue of congestion and filth, the insanitary situation of our city in the CBD. And guess what? Yesterday, I was listening to Eyewitness News, and I was really heartbroken. We have had 22,000 of the people of Oti region contract typhoid. You know what that means? It means that, excuse me to say, toilet has entered the food of 22,000 people and they have eaten it. We are told that the chief of the traditional area in that place has passed on, and we are told that some key public officials in that region have also, contracted the thing. So there are no toilets in the region. Is that the case? There are not enough toilets. There are not enough sanitary. They are not enough.
10% or so of the population.
The minister did say that the conditions along the banks of the river are insanitary. People are swimming in the river. They are
drinking from it.
They are drinking from it, and others are releasing other things into it. To the extent that 22,000 of our compatriots have contracted typhoid. It's a shame. It's not acceptable. And so, yes, we talk about the city, and again, remember that a lot of these things push people from the rural areas to the city. So whilst we are struggling to manage the congestion here, we need to make sure that elsewhere where people live, the conditions there are manageable, so that the push factors are not overwhelming. That's my main take for this morning.
You see,
but
the point Godfred raises,
Yeah.
I mean, these are important matters. I've spoken about this in the past, and it's sad, but you confined it to just the Flagstaff vows.
Yes, because that one was mine.
Yeah, but you see, we need to appreciate that all the way from the airport the principal street that conveys our visitors into Ghana, right? We need to pay particular attention to the entire stretch, because it would seem that the only time or majority of the times that you see people doing some work is when you have a foreigner coming into the country. So a foreign president is coming and then people are busy painting the place. No. Ideally, constantly, you need to do that constantly and extend that to other parts of the country so that there will be some dignity in being Ghanaian. Just in front of the Flagstaff House, we have the Revolution Square.
Across the street.
Across. That place now, they've left it to rot. I mean, people have all kinds of ideas about our history and what role the PNDC, AFRC people played in disturbing the constitutional order. But those two events are a critical part of our history. And so if we have a small monument there, we should pay particular attention to it. You go there, the guardrails around the place, yes,
the revolution
rotting away. Rotting away. Like it's what's the word? Corroding, right?
Yes.
It's corroded seriously. And then where J. Rawlings, our former president, used to light the perpetual flame. I don't know what
the weeds from the Tarazo
bazaar. And then you have the police people. Look, if the police people are there to do some work for
they have some canopy.
They have some useless canopy there.
It's useless.
I mean, really. I mean, can't we put some properly? Let's do it properly.
It's a temporary structure.
No, it is directly in front of the Flagstaff House.
So it has to be,
You see I feel strongly about these things because look, you go to other spaces. You go to the Buckingham Palace, the King's Guard.
Come on.
Where they are stationed with their horses.
My God.
People go there and take photographs.
It exudes excellence.
It exudes excellence. And if the horses do their own thing, in fact, they train them properly that they won't
do their own thing.
Yeah, but in exceptional cases where they do, they attend to that almost immediately. Not far away from where the police are living under that tent. In fact, the grass, it looks like we care only about the grass on the other side. But just in front of where I'm talking about.
Yes.
That whole place should be properly kept.
Charlie.
And when you go further, towards the south.
What does help is the police barracks.
Yeah, the police barracks. That's what I want to talk about.
It's such an antithesis or whatever.
I mean, look. If you don't want us to, you either fence it or complete, or put some proper, because I mean sometimes I drive by and people are drying their. Okay, I don't want to mention the things they do. I didn't want to. I beg you. It is not the best. I mean,
you're not serious.
Let's promote the best of Ghana.
Tell you.
And we say this with all the respect that we can command. That we should do something about it. We should certainly do something.
We will get back into it. So many comments have come through on Godfrey's gripe this morning.
Let me do this. And it's strange that I even went there because my friend had sent me a message. Sky went there. My friend Ayiram had sent me a message talking about that space opposite the Jubilee house. And that was just what she said. She was like, that space is an eyesore. And then you raised it. Anyway, Kofi from Lobnava says,
in fact, if they like, they can convert it into something. Because, I mean, I honestly believe, people may disagree, but it's part of our history. So if we are going to maintain it, let's maintain it properly. Well. If you want to erect J. Rawlings' statue there so that it becomes symbolic, as the founder of the Fourth Republic, do it if you want to do that.
But current decrepit
it's completely unacceptable. It doesn't respect the memory of J. Rawlings.
Let me tell you what some people are saying. So we have a message from Lominava. Godfrey is right. Compare the lawns of the Jubilee House to the lawns of the Latter-day Saints Church.
Latter-day Saints?
Yes.
God.
It says it's miles apart. Have you seen that lawn?
My God.
That lawn
It's clinical. It looks artificial.
I
it's
saw
so good.
They're building in Ashanti region.
Yes.
And
their lawns are
the one at Tunga as well. their lawns are always
so
like they don't play.
It doesn't matter where they find themselves. Their lawns, their compound.
What did you say? Manicured.
Well manicured.
Play
That's
with
what
their
it
lawns.
is.
Management. Somebody is also mentioning the latter.
Oh, you are Emmanuel from Tesano.
It says management of our lawns and road medians should be given to the Church of Latter-day Saints or Jehovah's Witnesses to manage. They have great management. Emmanuel from Tesano. Maybe they should tell us how they do it. Godfred, God bless you for the point on the Jubilee House.
Amen.
This is a video. The person has sent a video of the place from Monday. Dirty walls, streets not swept, curb not whitewashed, metals in the fence are corroded, lawns have weeds growing into the pavement, lawns have red earth dug out and left there for grass to grow, over it, making it look like mounds. Wires hanging around sharply around the security post. Floodlights slanted with wires hanging around. Cables and pipes sticking out from the lawns. Underground drain covering lying around, especially around the bypass road, just after the school where the military have their checkpoint. Don't even get me started on the building itself, especially the slanted portion that faces the road. The median is overgrown and not swept, with the streetlight even falling right opposite the seat of government. This is a joke. Kofi from Adenta. He has described everything, and he sent the video of the place from just Monday. Just Monday.
It's a very vivid account of the seat of government.
Jesse from Sakumono says, good morning. I hope the president will observe the discipline and orderliness in Japan and Singapore, where he's going to seek developmental opportunities and bring those streets home. I unfortunately have no emotions to spare for the people in Oti region who have been infected by the typhoid fever outbreak. We are just a filthy bunch. He's not very happy this morning. Good morning, Caleb and team. Please, I had the opportunity to visit South Africa, Pretoria. The greenery in the environment, the front of the Union building, the seat of government is enough to heal you. Please, things don't just happen. They must be intentionally created. We must change our behavior towards our surroundings. As usual, our city authorities exhibit the
Eshehai
syndrome. Please, our leaders at all levels should know that by their inaction, they are disgracing our nation in the eyes of others. Let's be patriotic.
What's the meaning of
Eshehai?
You're just looking
on.
Caleb and team, I think we need to ban all hawking activities from the airport to the Jubilee House.
100%.
I still don't understand why we should allow people to hawk around those principal areas, forgetting that those activities create filth, which are usually abundant. This is Kofi Asare from Dansuman. Good morning, Caleb.
Good morning.
Come and see Accra Central. Traders are selling on the roadside. Manya. I saw
Kanta to
Kimbu.
My God.
Grass is. This is reference to the Jubilee House. I guess says grass is full of weeds and hedges are dead. Caleb, it's not true that during the reign of Nanado, the lawns were well maintained.
Okay, that's me, my observation.
Okay, Caleb, I salute you. Please, it's not just the plastic bags that are a problem on our roads and in our places. We, the citizens, have decided not to be disciplined.
Exactly.
The sanitation authorities have failed to educate us and also position dustbins around the vantage points. We are not ready for the better country we keep crying for. We are all involved. This is coming from DJ Nature.
Let me add 2 quick points. The first one has to do with the 37 military hospital. And the second one, there's a school almost immediately after the 37 hospital.
The blue, when you are coming from 37, it's before the Jubilee House. They wear blue.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
bro.
My Lord.
No, you see, let me start with the school. You know, this is the school almost next to the presidency of the Republic of Ghana. I mean, for God's sake.
What's happening there?
It's a public school, and it looks like a public school.
But
next for one that is run by the army, was the army schools normally?
Look, that school environment should actually be redefined, and it should be a symbol of how we want our schools to be. You know, normally we argue model schools and all of that. If not for anything at all, just by reason of the fact that it is
proximity to the seat of government.
Exactly. But at least there's a saying that
you make the outside very squeaky clean. Inside is nyama.
Yes, so let's admit that across the country,
everywhere is dirty. But the seat of government.
Exactly. When the people come, they should say that, oh, Charlie, I've been to this space and I love it. Look, I went to the first time I went to the Buckingham Palace was in 2007 when we went on a state visit. I was covering President John Kufuor at the time. Memory of what I saw there
stayed with you up till now.
Up until now.
I'm sure it was
and
green.
I went back there during my days. Look, it's you want to lie down in the lawns when summer is there.
Yes.
You like
to do
the environment,
the quality of the air, the birds chirping, the squirrels just running around.
Exactly. And you see, good thing is we left a huge or several acres of land almost left of the Flagstaff House.
Yes.
If you are going towards, if you are facing it from the Revolutionary Square.
Yeah.
That whole stretch.
Yes.
We was some of the events that we want to do immediately in front of the Flagstaff House.
Yeah.
I think we should take some of the events into those gardens. In fact, it should be possible to even receive some of the dignitaries we receive into the country because of the greenery. It's a vast expanse of land with trees all over it. In fact, it's just next to where the French people used to have their embassy.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I see.
you see trees there, blah, blah.
I see.
Previously when Jerry Rawlings
that looks like a forest actually.
Yes, when he was at the castle, the castle had a very beautiful garden where he would sometimes do public events. We see people.
Correct.
It should not be the case that all the time we are doing some of these things indoors or maybe on the on the concrete floor of the Flagstaff House.
So you remember when President Mahama won the election earlier, he went to Kenya. You saw the photos from his visit there. Bro.
So Mr. Standogbe, you are in charge of operations. Let's look at that particular space, the greenery next to the Flagstaff House.
It's very important.
Yeah, I don't know what gardens they call it because the other people call them rose gardens and blah, blah, blah. So we should emulate that. I think that the President of the Republic should take personal interest in the school there, the school next to his office, so that there will be some investment to transform that school into a top hub for our kids to go to. Because there are people there who would want to be president someday. They want to aspire to be president. And so you want to give them all the tools. That's not to say that you ignore other schools, but it should be a model of some kind, top notch. And the hospital, 37 military hospital, this is the hospital for our soldiers.
Yes,
I know the Germans have invested money in it in the past and all of that. But if you look at how it is now, it is not the best version of itself. There should be some re-injection of capital in there to transform it, not only to provide health services to our people, but also the appeal when people are driving from the Flagstaff, the airport to the Flagstaff House as visitors. Please, that's the biggest ceremonial street that we have.
Yeah, we have beggars everywhere.
We
have mentally ill people everywhere.
People are
hawkers are in your face. Goro boys are there. Money changes. Someone just sent a photo.
The importance of the look and feel, as you have stated. Granted, the city is engulfed in filth, etc. There's also a problem with our indiscipline. Okay, and you touched on it, talking about air pollution.
Yes.
Everywhere in Accra, whether residences or offices, people are burning something, oftentimes plastics.
Yeah.
You can't even open your windows, whether it's the windows of your home or the windows in your office. You cannot open your windows. There's no fresh air.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got gutters that are filled with God knows what, stinky, and then we are burning things, and we are burning especially plastics, and you see plumes of smoke everywhere you drive. You cannot take in a deep breath.
And rodents are always emerging from the gutters.
That one there.
Life-size rodents, proper rodents.
So this one says, Godfred, please.
This seat of government by X. Just go to even Lumen.
Don't do that.
You shouldn't go far.
Don't do that.
You shouldn't go far.
Don't do that.
But you see, no, but it's true. You see, here's a mistake we make. Because we don't, people don't travel a lot. But those who travel will tell you that even the countries that we as Ghanaians
look down upon,
turn our noses down at, when you go to certain parts of the city, I was telling you, if you go to Cotonou, look,
Benin,
a decision was made that we want the city to look a certain way.
Feel.
You dare not. They removed container, whatever. Look, mayors were given 6 months. Fix the problem, or we fix you, the mayor.
The transformation.
You, the mayor, fix the problem, or we will fix you.
But
and so.
I was there in 2020. Okay, I did a road trip, so
Right.
Togo, Benin, and I felt embarrassed as a Ghanaian.
Oh, God.
I felt
The roads were
very
good,
embarrassed.
And the place was
It's not
clean.
even just the road, and you can
just
tell
the
that
feel.
there's a
The road was
deliberate
clean.
attempt to make the city look good.
And that's what I'm using today. This was I'm picking on the Jubilee House or something, but we must pick on the Jubilee House.
Start from there.
You see, we must pick on the Jubilee House, and it's good you mentioned Stan because he's meticulous about certain
Very
things.
the
But
events, no.
That's who runs the. But I think there's somebody who
Internal
runs.
operations.
Yeah, but there's an administrator. There's like a housekeeping unit there.
Yeah.
They must do a much better job.
Yeah.
And the city and whichever a municipal assembly
Yeah.
that place sits
Local
in
assembly, yeah.
should be embarrassed. You see, because it's one of the one would say more prestigious parts
Of town.
of this city, because like Sky was saying and Kaka was saying, there's a historical element to parts of that city. You understand? So there are places where you would have to take people to show. But aside that, if you live in a place like that, or you drive to a place like that, and it looks good, you feel good about yourself. Sometimes we tend to downplay just what that does to morale.
That's a
Look,
lot.
you
There's
might
a
be
psychology
upset
of it.
and you are going to work and you catch a certain place and you look at the place and you're like, hey,
It's so
Charlie,
refreshing.
this place is cool.
It's so
Yeah,
refreshing.
look, just the fact that it changes your mood,
Yeah.
puts you in a much better frame of mind. It does so much for a human
You
being.
know what
But
they call the feng shui or something?
yes,
Yes. The
we
Japanese-
tend to underestimate this, and we hate public spaces here. Look, they did some new thing at near the Independence Arch,
Yes.
Where they
the Arc of Triumph, or
Yes.
something. They built a play space just directly across the stadium.
where the Heroes Park is.
No, just at Independence Square.
Okay.
They've built a play area. I've not seen a child play in that area before.
But they fenced it off.
Oh no, it's fenced and it has it has like swings. And
Oh, yeah, I think
a
I've
thing
seen
there.
that, yeah.
They've put a spot that has beach sand. Like it looks really nice.
Right.
But I've not seen proper activity. But even with that one, and it's fairly new, you can see that it's not getting regular maintenance.
Yeah.
And that is what happened to the site of This is Ghana. Therefore, Sutherland Children's Park.
Yeah.
What happened to it? What is a park?
Decrepit.
It's supposed to be green.
Yes.
It's supposed to have certain elements.
Yes.
Look, even if you were not going to give us that, we lost the trains, the Ferris wheels, and whatever.
Yeah.
If we had been able to keep it green and clean,
That alone.
that alone,
alone.
and put benches there,
Oh, Charlie.
people would be okay with it. But we've basically just run it down.
Yeah.
So you drive through Accra, next to there's a Kimbu Gardens. Have you seen Kimbu Gardens?
Is this still there?
It's allegedly there.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Kimbu Garden?
No, when we go
Kimbu-
do This Is Ghana, we eat
we
kebab
eat-
there.
Oh, Charlie, you know that's it. That's how you're my brother. That's how you're my brother.
Kimbu Garden is...
You know, that's how you're my brother. But you look around that area, that's the central part of Accra. All the people who work there, if anybody needed to take 5 minutes off to say, I am pulling myself together, I just want to
Just
sit
some
down
siesta.
and drink, not siesta, just drink water. I want to sit
Clear
down
my
somewhere
mind.
Yeah.
and clear my mind
Oh,
before
this
going
side.
back to
There's
the
nowhere.
roads or transport ministry, which is there, or
Oh.
go to the National Theatre, which is there, or somewhere. There is nothing in that whole place. And there's some small spots, even that one, it was the Chinese government
That gave us
that
some-
gave us that small space. And even that one,
Charlie.
the maintenance of it. So you ask yourself, from Kaswa all the way to Legon has a spots, because that's the botanical gardens. But let's truncate at Legon. Where can you sit?
That's a big
Public space.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
You see, all the spots are private. And these days, because of that, you realize that a lot of the residential developments that are coming up are trying to put in their own parks and sitting areas. And that has even blown up the prices of those estates, because Now they are trying to give you what the city cannot give you publicly.
That's right.
So now to even enjoy fresh air and peace of mind, you have to pay premium.
Yep.
We are paying
But you
premium,
have to pay premium
for
because
nature.
they have to maintain the space.
Yes.
They have to maintain the space, so you
Yeah,
have to
but-
pay for it, and the city is not doing it.
Yeah, but that's the part of it. But we are now having to pay premium
Yes.
For
what,
basic
for
things.
what is
For
free.
Basic things.
What is supposed to be
Really,
free.
really basic things.
You know, and I will link this to your OT issue
Charlie?
for you. You know, the EPA,
Environmental Protection
but
Agency.
Professor Kluche, she has work to do. I like how she started.
Well, she's a frying brain in the space.
Oh, yes,
But she
I
should bring
mean,
her experience and
yeah.
intelligence to
We are
bear.
going to give her work.
Yeah, and
It's not like she
it's
doesn't
good you mentioned the EPA. My expectation is that when reports are made, okay, you have people making reports about noise pollution, air pollution, and there's no follow through. EPA officials will come, they will come and look at the place. Okay, we'll give them warning, blah blah blah. Nothing happens thereafter. The noise continues, the air pollution, the burning continues. I think that the EPA, like you're saying, has a lot of work to
The
do.
burning in
I want to
particular
just draw
is-
attention to
yeah.
our irresponsibility. Once again,
indiscipline.
I think that as citizens, and as our former president said, we should be citizens, not subjects. And there's a certain
Spectators.
irresponsibility that's going on, indiscipline that's going on. We are living anyway and anyhow as though there's no law enforcement. And I think that even in the absence of law enforcement or the failure of local authority, we owe it to ourselves to live harmoniously without causing any kind of nuisance to the next person before you. You live in the house and somebody is cleaning animal feces onto the front of the house. You know, it's I think that as a people we've got, pardon my French, some disgusting habits we need to have a real look at.
See,
You know-
every time I'm coming to work in the morning here on air, one of the things I hate most is seeing, people coming out with their dudozi, dudozi.
Chamber pot.
Chamber-
To empty it into the gutter.
Oh, Jehovah. I mean, and I've been seeing that for what 20 years now.
Over.
Yeah,
It was happening before you.
Right here in Adabraka.
Yeah.
And it's a big problem that and it hurts me that OT region.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the places that should be green, that should not have problems with water because you have the OT River running through that
Huge
particular
river.
space. Why is it that you have a situation where people are not living clean? They are not drinking good clean water.
Unsanitary beaches.
Animals are drinking the same water with the people. The cattle go in there, drink. And the people also go in there, fetch water and then drink. So that we are talking about what, 10% or so.
Yeah, they say 5% of the population have contracted typhoid. They've been
between
infected
5
by
to 10%.
Yeah, typhoid. And the chief of the traditional area, the chief,
Passed on.
yeah, he's passed of
Because of typhoid.
And since the year started, 22,000 people. And I can't accept it
But
in
what
my
have
mind
been coming?
because I'm like,
They have
sorry.
been coming.
Exactly.
It has,
There's
right?
there's no shock. I just went through my archives.
Okay.
And we shouldn't even be surprised by this. So I'm looking at 2023 here from my archives, and it's reference to the regional director of environmental health, Mrs. Marie Sybil Boyson. And she said the lack of household toilets is the major health threat confronting the OT region, which must be addressed urgently to prevent open defecation and save the people from diseases. According to her, the absence of the facilities made residents engage in open defecation that anytime it rained, the fecal matter washed into the OT River,
Jesus.
the Volta Lake, and other water bodies as their source of survival. As she was speaking in Dambai, she said as a result, the residents were exposed to typhoid as the major environmental health disease in the region, and stressed that the only way to address the challenge was to ensure that all households built their own toilets. Then you come to the Ghana News Agency, February 2024. Kajabi District. Where is that?
Kajabi is in the Volta region. Or is it not in the...
it's
it's now in OT.
Yes.
KJB Jessica and
Yes.
Jambai.
Records 672 typhoid fever cases, highest in 3 years at the time. So details: the Kajabi district in the OT region has recorded 672 cases of enteric fevers, also called typhoid fever, in 2023, as against 370 in 2022 and 298 in 2021. So we moved from 672 in 2023
to more than
to
10,000.
672 in 2024 to how many in 2025?
Now we are doing more than 10,000. Yes, 22,000 cases since the year started and 10,000 in the first
And
quarter.
typhoid can be very stubborn. It can be stubborn, Papa. Typhoid.
So
This
at
is
the
preventable.
Oh
yes,
my word.
the reference is made to a public health officer with the KJP District Directorate called Mr. Stephen Amwa, and he named poor sanitation as the risk factor to the disease and called on the public to cook their food very well, eat warm food, and wash hands well, wash fruits with salt, and cover food from flies, among other things. So yes,
You see, you can do all of
build
those things,
these things
right?
up.
But if the source of drinking water is contaminated, and there is no way of improving the quality of water that people are drinking, of course, we have people parading themselves as industrialists in the water production business. But they are sitting in their homes, not actually treating the water, simply bagging it.
Yeah.
You walk into every corner of this country, somebody is producing pure water.
Yeah.
Especially around midnight, making all sorts of noises and polluting the air. There's a sense that comes with it.
Exactly. And you don't know how they are processing the water. So that is also part of the problem. So, yes, you may cook the food well, you may wash the vegetables you are using, whatever well. But if the water you are using is contaminated, it's cost 90. You understand? So, yes, let's work on ensuring that the people there don't do open defecation. It is an embarrassment that in this day and age, open defecation is not the exception. It appears to be the norm across the country.
Yeah.
In many parts of the country, that is what people do. Right here in Accra, go towards the seashore.
Let me just share a message I've received. This is a message from an ardent listener who says, "You are absolutely spot on about the responsible citizenship. Ghanaians like the freedom part of democracy, but not the responsibility part. When citizens dump their garbage into drains, when they steal the motors of street lights, vandalize metal road guard railings, traffic signage, and metal covers meant for pedestrian safety, when you have a critical mass of irresponsible and mindless citizens, it will manifest in the chaos that surrounds us. And it's made worse when clueless people are appointed to head our towns and cities. Maybe we need a prophecy to fix the conundrum."
I heard the regional minister this morning talking about the intent to do some education and all of that. Yes, education should happen in a big way.
Not in isolation.
But it should not happen in isolation.
Exactly.
There are requirements, there are building standards that we have that when you are building a house, it must come with a toilet facility. So we have to enforce that rigorously. And there are many international agencies committing resources to ensuring that people, do the number 2 properly. We should target these spaces. In fact, the district chief executives of the various districts, especially the rural ones, can make compelling cases why they should tap into these funds so that they can build decent facilities for their people. But it would seem that not many of the DCs we have are thinking big in this particular space because the funds are there anyway. Sanitation funds are all over the world. It is about properly curating your proposal, targeting the fund properly, knowing what they want, and going there with a compelling proposal to get them to support it. Yes, we waste so much money, so we don't have enough money to go around to solve some of these problems. But where there is free money sitting somewhere, let us use the opportunity to get them so that we can help save our people. It doesn't make sense that people will be dying because of typhoid.
No.
Disease linked. Yes, no. Disease linked to what? Sanitation issues.
Yeah. And this is where I expect citizens to mass up and make such demands for better sanitation. Not demands that some politically exposed person has been arrested or a high-profile person has been arrested. This is the kind of power, citizen power, we should be doing.
My mind on the Oti River yesterday while I was listening to the regional minister sounds so helpless about the the situation, I was like, no, there is something wrong. Because if you have a water body this size that's able to cart food stuff from one end to the other, if our friends in the Arab world had this water body, bro, the jet skis that would be there, the luxury boats that would be there, and the kind of economy they would have built around the banks of that water body. You forget about even the economic prospects where they are cutting, goods from one point to the other, humans and services from one point to the other. The hospitality industry that they would have created along that stretch. Here you are, people do not have toilets, or there are not enough toilets. People are drinking the water and they are disposing their waste, liquid and solid, directly into the water body. And the minister was saying that the banks of the river have insanitary conditions. I'm like, okay, who is in charge here? Am I listening to the leader of the region, or I'm listening to some social commentator comment or lament about the situation there? Who is providing leadership in the OT region there? Listening to the regional minister yesterday, I'm sorry, but I didn't feel I was listening to a regional minister. What was, for example, his vision for the people? If you are saying that there is insanitary conditions there, what are you doing about it? You say, oh, we've been educating the people, but you've been educating them and nothing is happening. More people are dying, and you gladly tell me on radio that, oh, even the chief here has died. Are you serious? No, honestly, there are things you do that show that you have vision and focus, and then you need help. Then someone else comes through to help. But this thing where our leaders are always joining the citizens to complain, you have powers to ensure that people who pollute the water, people who defecate along the banks, who defecate either in or along the banks of water, are punished. While you do that, then you mobilize the people to put up basic, sustainable toilet facilities. There are so many NGOs around who are providing money into the wash industry. Speak to them. What are you doing about it? You just come on radio and say, oh, so far 22,000 people have died, even the chief are dying. What should I do with that?
It's information.
But even of greater concern when it comes to this typhoid thing, I'm looking at the OT numbers and I'm wondering, because, like, for me in Accra, in the past 5 days, and I haven't seen the numbers for Accra, but of people around that, I know about 3 people
Who have typhoid?
Yeah.
Know why?
Why?
So some years ago, I investigated how we produce a huge bulk of the vegetables we consume in Accra. You will notice that many of these vegetable gardens are located by gutters.
Okay.
They are located, in some cases, hospitals. They are located by water bodies that are heavily polluted. So people go into those water bodies, fresh water, and water lettuce, they water the bell pepper, cabbage, and all of these things. And you see, some would argue that using bad water is not necessarily the problem. But here's the catch. The wache that you go and buy in Accra, you have bought the wache, but a good number of the people who are buying the wache are buying the salad. They won't give me mommy salad. Now the salad that you are collecting,
the combo is nice.
I investigated because I've seen how these salads are even prepared. The basic requirements are that you should wash them properly. The vegetables that you buy to use for these things, there are chemicals or whatever that you use to wash them in order to
vinegar,
remove. Exactly.
Salt, yeah.
But majority of the times they are not using those things. They drop a few spoons of salt in there, and even the water that they are using is of compromised quality. So you ask yourself, why do you go and buy wache and add the salad to it like that? And they do it konyo. The same with the rice that many of us eat. They buy, and that is why, as a principle, I don't eat salad in Accra. I won't do it. Now, the only reason I have an in-law who has a very beautiful garden,
vegetable
garden.
Okay.
The only time that I will eat salad
is from her farm.
Oh, no, when they have harvested Colorado good money. When they harvest it nicely and they give we one a share, then we feed on that. But to go into Accra and say that I am buying, I don't even trust the hotels. Yes, some people say that they import their things from South Africa. Some
also get theirs from proper farms with greenhouses.
Oh yeah. So for instance, behind in Saom, sometimes I'll go there and I'll buy from smallholder farmers who are not using compromised water.
Maflix Farms, you should talk to him. He has solid vegetables.
That's good. That's great. But the point I'm making is that people should take good care of their own health. Don't go out there and you see when you go to the markets, they do it, baby. Even when you look at the water from which they are collecting the cabbage and the lettuce in order to cut it, the water itself, they say they have washed the thing, but it is looking brown or dark.
Yes.
How can any hygienic food come out of that particular source?
Well, Sky, the good thing is that effective somewhere next week.
Okay.
The mayor of Accra, he says he's going to descend on the irresponsible.
The mayor of Accra is mayor of
small.
Michael, don't worry. We are talking about the Central Business District.
How is he going to do that as cantonments?
No, we are talking. Let me talk about the Central Business District. He says that he has marked red lines on all the pavement. If you are selling on the pavement and he comes and you have jumped the red line, holla for you. But he says that when they say they are going to descend on the people who are hawking indiscipline in a manner that lacks discipline, or you Sky, you sit on radio and say the rights of the people, the rights of the people. When the people are engaging in lawless acts and want to descend on them, then you say article. Article something.
I think that we can enforce human rights and also ensure development at the same time.
Public order.
Responsible public order also at the same time. You cannot.
Why are you qualifying responsible public order but not responsible human rights?
No. So you see, there are a number of issues here. When the Kumasi chief executive said that, look, he will go around flogging people, I spoke publicly against it because that cannot be the way to ensure order. The law says if someone is acting in a way inconsistent with the regulations, the bylaws, and the requirements of decency, you arrest the person and put the person before court, right? And you prosecute the person. The courts determine the matter. If we have to tighten the law and put the courts in a difficult position to say that on matters like this, deal with them within 24 hours or 2 weeks, do that. You have a 2/3 majority in parliament. You can put through the necessary legislation. If you have to take practice direction issued by the Chief Justice or from the Supreme Court, let them do that. But where you are going about beating people because they have parked at the wrong place or they are selling at the wrong place, I am violently opposed to that because it is inconsistent with how modern societies will run their spaces. So yes, let's enforce the law robustly. If you are caught parking at where you should not park, arrest the person, prosecute the person. If you go to, the beaches and somebody is doing number 2 by the seashore, arrest the person, put him before the sanitation
But our courts are also
But
inundated.
don't start beating the people.
You also tell us that our courts are inundated and some of them too are not fit for purpose.
Reminds me, you mentioned the beach. Since the party. Look, Charlie, the Labadi something beach. That is where all the tourists go. Last time I had a friend who went for a meeting last week or so, and as soon as the person came back, the person called me. So I was like, so are the people swimming with all the things there? Because that's a beach that has 10 to 15,000 people on a weekend going in and out.
Yeah.
That's massive traffic. But the sanitary conditions in that corner are absolutely atrocious. There's just a lot to be done. So with this morning, I'm just saying, look, the city health authorities the EPA, and I'm mentioning the EPA because I took a look at the Act, the 2025, as it is, the one that makes them an agency, and they have all kinds of powers. Although I struggle, maybe Professor Kluche can give me some education there. The law does not explain because the law interprets a lot of clauses, but doesn't interpret what it means by the environment. And I find that interesting.
You want the environment defined?
Yes, because
I've not looked at it.
I've looked at it, because that would also let us understand the scope
of their
of what they do when they say environment. I hope you understand, because it explains. If you look at the interpretation clauses in there, it explains a lot of things, but it doesn't explain what it means by environment when it looks at the mandate of the Environmental Protection Agency. So I think that in their work with the ministries, local government, and all those things, they need to be a lot stricter. And I think they are even more key, because in other places around us, it is not some big powers that are strong. It is agencies like the EPA that are strong, that bring sanity. Like I was saying, like I have a church next door to me. Like I have all kinds of complaints. Nobody minds you. Once in a while, but I must also admit, I know those who have made complaints and have had their situations resolved. Let me be honest about that. I know those. I had a friend somewhere in the Adenta area back in the day who, but it took a while.
Did they involve the police? Because that's usually when you get the results.
No, the person just did the complaints back and forth for a while and got a resolution. But it should be part of the norm for some of these things. For instance, you live in place A. Place A is not supposed to have churches as part of its zoning. But now we have churches as part of residential accommodations.
So mixed use areas.
Yes. So you live.
The expectation is that these churches will use soundproof material. Yes.
But when you talk about it, they'll say, hey, why are you targeting churches? And that you don't target other religions and whatnot. But it's all kinds of things that are going on. But it just makes the life really hard to live. Anyway, you have a lot of messages. Let me read some for you.
There's so much
Let me read
going
some for
on.
you. Abel will help me with the messages. Let me read some for Caleb.
Okay.
So says, imagine a water park by the dam along the Weja Kaswa Highway where the mechanics are encroaching. Kaswa, people are turning their backyards into cattle ranches. You can't deal with the stench every morning. In Dansoman, the entire backyard of Dansoman is a cattle ranch. That one too. And I don't understand why it's happening, but Kojo explained something to me that he said we have the cattle entering the city because we have also taken over the places where the cattle were supposed to go,
the wetlands and
all those areas. That is where the cattle were supposed to go and graze.
That's true.
But we've turned all those places into some of the plushest residential areas. So now we are sharing the city center with the cattle, so we shouldn't complain. And I did not have a defense.
It makes sense
against it. We lack valuing and preserving assets as Ghanaians, mostly due to low levels of public awareness and bureaucratic processes, which leads to higher, longer-term costs. Sky, you're right on the sachet water issue. The FDA and GSA are sleeping on that. Professor Esi Ewa conducted a research on sachet water in Ashanti region some time back. Over 80% were contaminated. We are drinking fecal matter and no one cares. Kofi in Tamachale. The FDA, they were taking flack on social media yesterday or 2 days ago. Apparently, somebody was advertising IV skin toning solutions. And the FDA Twitter handle went to quote tweet the thing and said, we are advising you against bleaching. And people were like, is that all you are going to
as a regulator? Is that all
you can do?
You can't bite.
Especially because this person is a significant social media personality. Very easy to find.
You see that space. I mean, to be fair to them, they do regular or sometimes one of market surveillance activities. During which they collect some of these things, sometimes destroy them and issue notices. But I think they need to do a lot more. And the space you spoke about, the social media space, that is where a lot of products are being marketed without the appropriate, approvals. People are making all kinds of claims about cane products, about things that you should even ingest. In fact, the BBL that you know BBL,
Yes,
right?
I know
won't
what
mention
it is.
the one
Yes,
that,
we know what it is.
Yeah, that's right.
The Brazilian lift.
Okay, you know, there are a lot of local versions, you know, that people are turning to. All manner of people are injecting people's lips and people's behind and creating all kinds of problems in the system without the appropriate authority. Exactly. So look, I think the FDA and the Standards Authority would need to do a lot. And because some of these people have huge following on social media, right?
They have massive influence
Exactly.
on
They are
many
taking all
aspects.
kinds of pills and marketing
But the
them.
lips, what's wrong with people's lips that they're injecting it to?
They are feeling it.
They are
Anyway,
feeling it.
Let me
That's
give you
another
more
matter
messages.
altogether.
Dora says, "Hi guys, driving from Kolebu to Osu since the beginning of the year has become a nightmare for me. Even today, Jamestown is a major mess, and because of the Homowo Festival, the Independence Square and Osu Castle Road is a disaster. Garbage scattered across the areas of food being sold is unimaginable. I wish you could take a drive through these parts. Sad and undignified." And I agree with you. I drove through there for Monday. On my way to work, I used that route because I wanted to see what had happened. You know, it was so bad. Like, as soon as you hit the road from
High Street?
no, the fire service training school.
Okay.
Yes, and hit the old abattoir towards the lighthouse. Hey, the filth from Monday. Charlie.
Just because we have gathered.
You know, I think there was the thing they do, that Chaluote also happening there, and all.
But there should be requirements for
It
people
was
to
so
clean
filthy.
things up.
It was so filthy. You know, and Dora says already, like, it's not like it's happened.
Garbage scattered across the areas of...
It's all over the place.
Let me read this one coming in from Vera, who is listening to us in Glasgow. Says, "Good morning, Sky. I visited Rwanda in 2018, and as soon as we arrived in Kigali, we were informed that littering was prohibited. Now, the bus station, at the bus station, you see that it is impressively clean, and it extends throughout the city. Additionally, the trotro buses used in transportation demonstrate how much they value life and care for their citizens. In comparison, Charlie, Ghana still has a long way to go regarding sanitation. I want to be responsive. Okay, but you're saying that we should maintain responsibility and ensure that there is a responsible curation of the medians across the city. And this one is coming in from Dr. Vera Heibel.
I think we need to also resource our parks and gardens.
To who?
All the money
We
that
need to
we are...
resource them in terms of...
Oh, okay. I had outsourcing in
personnel.
my head.
No,
You said
resource parks and
should give
gardens.
them things.
I don't know whether they have enough personnel for starters, enough
don't.
tools, and
don't.
enough cash. Because this gardening thing, the things we are talking about, is expensive. It's expensive in terms of time, expensive in terms of attention.
Are we not paying the people at the parks and gardens department?
I'm saying that if
No,
we are...
I think we should first of all...
If we are not seeing what we are desiring to see, there could be real challenges too.
Yeah, that'd be true.
So if that is the situation, we need to properly resource the people, because we are very trained, skilled personnel within the parks and gardens, and there are even schools for these kinds of things. So if we are not seeing the results we want to see, it only, for me, goes to say that we are not either engaging them properly, resourcing them properly, or deploying them well.
I'll tell you where the problem lies.
Tell me.
The pizzification of our cities.
Pizzification, I like
Because
that.
if it was still one city,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
or one
All
unit,
under AMA, 81 communities or towns.
parks and gardens would
Yeah.
find the budget
Yeah.
for it. You know why? Because everywhere needs to be maintained. So, for instance, if Ablikuma West or Ablikuma Central or Ablikuma South needs greens, who does that work for them? Automatically it should have been parks and gardens.
True.
But where you live, is it parks and gardens that maintains? Because I know the person who weeds down somewhere.
But does he have a park
And the person
there?
uses langa langa.
Langa maintenance.
The person doesn't use. The person is not. The person is not a professional.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. There are times where exhibition roundabout, Kweku Samini, assemblyman, goes to put a couple of
laborers.
boys together and they weed.
Yeah.
That is not proper care. How many times can they weed? Because if I weed, for instance, if I volunteer to weed this week, you can't call me next week to come and weed. We need, so if you've chopped it up, you've also taken away from a unit like Parks and Gardens, and we have done some work on Parks and Gardens. I recall about 2 or 3 years ago, we did some proper in-depth work on Parks and Gardens. Mr. Richard Mensah, you OJ, you have that document somewhere. Please make it available, the audios, for what has happened to Parks and Gardens.
Yeah, the last time
it's been gutted.
Some people who wanted to take their land.
Yeah, even the parks, even where they are, they were taking it away from them. Even the place that the Parks and Gardens was based, they were taking it away from them. It's become a very, very, very small unit that can't handle the load. But the one spot that should be the shining light, like I said, Jubilee. If there's only one person left at Parks and Gardens who knows how to operate the move, they should let that person go to the Jubilee House and be stationed there permanently.
Yeah, and I'm told the school I was referring to is the Flagstaff House
school,
basic school.
That's the name.
Yeah, that's right. I am appealing to the president to adopt that school and make it a model school for the
Republic. It's an army school.
The president should adopt it. You know, there should be an adoption of the school and make it a proper functional basic school. I mean, all the finest educational materials you want to find anywhere in the world should be there.
Yes.
The computers, the AI labs. I mean, you should transform that place and the grass should be in order. So that sometimes, I mean, when foreign visitors come, you can even take them there.
To those schools.
I mean, it's because it has its own significance.
It's true.
Let's do that. Right. And then I'm also told that, recently the president did 2 events close to or inside the garden I was talking about. Okay. I think we need to do that a lot more.
Okay.
Because we should not always use the concrete. The garden just behind where the French embassy used to be. Let's use that a lot more. Standogbe, my brother, please, let's do a lot more work.
Well noted. Thank you so much. And I understand there is a position in the AMA called new Metro Parks and Gardens Director. And we have a new Metro Parks and Gardens Director. His name is Mr. Abdallah. Mr. Abdallah, good morning to you.
No, please
bring
him for a chat.
We should bring him for a chat.
Or find him and chat to him somewhere.
Mr. Abdallah, they say you are doing some innovative things.
Where?
At the frontage and surroundings of the AMA.
Where?
So we would like to talk to Mr. Abdallah for more.
Okay.
Yeah.